Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQs. Let's start with previous day's practice question. The question was regarding the National Green Tribunal, consider the following statements. 1. Its primary focus is to facilitate the swift and efficient resolution of cases related to environmental protection, conservation of forests, and preservation of natural resources. 2. It is headed by the chairperson appointed by the central government in consultation with the Chief Justice of India. 3. In Municipal Corporation of Bombay versus Ankita Sinha 2021, the Supreme Court held that it can't take up cases suo motu. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. The correct answer is option A, only one. The NGT was established in 2010 under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010. Its primary focus is to facilitate the swift and efficient resolution of cases related to environmental protection, conservation of forest, and preservation of natural resources. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The tribunal is headed by the chairperson appointed by the central government in consultation with the CJI, who sits in the principal bench and has at least 10 to 12 judicial members and expert members. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The tribunal's jurisdiction extends to enforcing environmental rights, granting relief and compensation for damages to individuals and property, and addressing matters associated with environmental protection and conservation. Apart from original jurisdiction on the filing of an application, NGT also has appellate jurisdiction to hear appeals as a court. In another landmark case, Municipal Corporation of Bombay versus Ankita Sinha 2021, the Supreme Court affirmed that the NGT can take up cases suo motu. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Let's start today's session. The first question is, the term entity locker, which was recently seen in the news, is best described as a secure cloud-based solution for real-time document access and verification, a mobile application for tracking public transportation schedules, an online platform for job recruitment and career counseling, or a tool for managing supply chain logistics. The correct answer is option A, a secure cloud-based solution for real-time document access and verification. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has introduced Entity Locker, developed by the National E-Governance Division of MeitY, which is part of India's Digital Public Infrastructure Initiative aimed at enhancing business efficiency. Entity Locker is a secure cloud-based solution for businesses and organizations of all sizes, including MSMEs, corporations, and startups. The platform enables real-time document access and verification through integration with government agencies like the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Goods and Services Tax Network, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, and other regulatory bodies. It features encrypted cloud storage, digital signature authentication, and Aadhaar authenticated role-based access for secure, accountable document sharing. It reduces administrative friction and boosts business efficiency, minimizing document processing times and operational bottlenecks. Entity Locker supports India's goal of our digitally empowered economy and aligns with the Union Budget 2024-25 vision for enhanced digital governance and ease of doing business. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, regarding the asset reconstruction companies, consider the following statements. 1. It is a financial institution that purchases bad loans from the banks and tries to recover the debts or related assets. 2. The concept of ARCs was introduced by the Narasimha Committee II, 1998. It operates under the SARFAESI Act 2002 and follows guidelines issued by the Reserve Bank of India. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. The correct answer is option C, all three. An asset reconstruction company is a special type of financial institution that buys non-performing assets from banks and financial institutions and attempts to recover the debts or associated securities by itself. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Non-performing asset is a loan classified as an NPA when the loan payments have not been made for a minimum period of 90 days. For agriculture, a loan is classified as an NPA if the principal or interest is not paid for 2 cropping seasons. The concept of ARCs was introduced by the Narasimha Committee II, 1998, leading to the establishment of ARCs under the Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002. Hence, statement 2 is correct. ARC is registered under the Companies Act 2013 and must also be registered with the Reserve Bank of India under Section 3 of the SARFAESI Act 2002. It operates under the SARFAESI Act 2002 and follows guidelines issued by the RBI. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements. 1. Mission Shakti is being implemented during the 15th Finance Commission period. 2. The Sambal sub-scheme focuses on women's empowerment through safe accommodation for working women. 3. The Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana now extends benefits for a second child if it is a girl. 4. The Sankalp HUE, that is Hub for Empowerment of Women, operates at the district level to provide access to central and state schemes for women. Which of these statements given above is or are correct? 1 and 4 only, 1, 3 and 4 only, 2 and 4 only, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option B, 1, 3 and 4 only. Mission Shakti is a program for women's safety and empowerment and is being implemented during the 15th Finance Commission period. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Mission Shakti consists of two sub-schemes. Sambal, Safety and Security, focuses on women's safety through initiatives like one-stop centers, Women Helpline, nationwide expansion of BBBP, and Nari Adalat for grievance redressal. Samarthya, empowerment, empowers women through Shakti Sadans, relief and rehabilitation homes, Sakhi Nivas, safe accommodation for working women, and Palna, crèche facilities. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana now extends support for a second child if it is a girl, promoting maternal health. Hence, statement 3 is correct. The Sankalp HUE, that is Hub for Empowerment of Women, serves as a district-level single-window mechanism for women to access central and state schemes. Hence, statement 4 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next, consider the following features. 1. They are known as Kunj in India. 2. They are native to Russia's Siberian region. 3. Kitchen in Rajasthan is home to their first reserve in India. Which of the following species is best described by the above characteristics? Greater flamingos, Indian peafowl, whooper swans, or demoiselle cranes? The correct answer is option D, demoiselle cranes. The demoiselle crane, also known as kunj or kurjan in India, is native to Russia's Siberian region. To escape the harsh winter conditions, these cranes migrate to India, particularly to Rajasthan. Kitchen, located in Rajasthan, is home to India's first reserve dedicated to demoiselle cranes, where 20,000 to 30,000 of these cranes gather each winter. The species is classified as least concern by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements related to oysters. 1. They are classified as invertebrates and have antimicrobial properties. 2. They are found in shallow ocean waters worldwide. 3. They can change gender multiple times during their lifespan. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option C, all 3. Oysters belonging to the family Ostridae are invertebrates that live in colonies, beds, or reefs. Antimicrobial proteins and peptides found in oyster hemolymph have the ability to kill harmful bacteria, which is responsible for illnesses like pneumonia, tonsillitis, and rheumatic fever. Hence, statement 1 is correct. These omnivorous creatures are characterized by their rough rock-hard shells, typically oval or pear-shaped. Found in shallow ocean waters globally, oyster colonies serve as important habitats for various marine organisms such as sea anemones, barnacles, and mussels. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Oysters are considered keystone species as they play a critical role in their ecosystems, with their beds and reefs providing protection to numerous marine life forms. All oysters begin life as males but typically change permanently to females after about a year. Also, oysters can change gender multiple times during their lifespan. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, the annual Groundwater Quality Report 2024 was recently released by which of the following? Central Groundwater Board, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, National Green Tribunal, or Niti Aayog? The correct answer is option A, Central Groundwater Board. The Union Minister of Jal Shakti released the annual groundwater quality report for the entire country for the year 2024. The groundwater quality assessment was carried out by the Central Groundwater Board, which can be used for taking suitable remedial measures and further planning by various stakeholders. This report is the first to adopt a standard operating procedure for groundwater quality monitoring, ensuring uniformity in data collection, analysis, and interpretation. The use of internationally recognized methods further enhances the credibility and technical rigor of the findings. This report provides a comprehensive analysis of the groundwater quality of India through background monitoring, trend analysis, and hotspot identification. With a robust data set derived from over 15,200 monitoring locations and focused assessments at 4,982 trend stations, The report delivers critical insights into groundwater quality variations across spatial and temporal scales. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, DigiLocker, DigiYatra, CoWIN, and FASTag are often mentioned in the news in the context of Digital India initiatives, space exploration technologies, defense and military innovations, or renewable energy programs. The correct answer is option A, Digital India initiatives. DigiLocker is a secure cloud-based platform under the Digital India initiative, enabling citizens to store, share, and verify documents and certificates digitally, thereby reducing the reliance on physical documents. DigiYatra is an industry-led initiative coordinated by the Ministry of Civil Aviation, aiming to provide a digital travel experience for air passengers through facial recognition systems at various airport checkpoints, facilitating paperless and seamless travel. CoWIN is a digital platform developed by the Government of India for the efficient rollout of management of COVID-19 vaccination across the country, including registration, appointment scheduling, and certificate generation. FASTag is an electronic toll collection system in India operated by the National Highway Authority of India, which employs radio frequency identification technology to facilitate automatic toll payments directly from the prepaid or savings account linked to it, promoting seamless movement through toll plazas. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, regarding the cash reserve ratio, consider the following statements. 1. It is the percentage of a bank's deposits that it must keep as cash reserves with the Reserve Bank of India. 2. Every non-scheduled cooperative bank and local area bank is required to maintain the CRR either with itself or with the RBI. 3. To control inflation, the RBI increases the CRR, helping maintain inflation at manageable levels. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option D, none. Cash reserve ratio is the percentage of a bank's deposits that it must keep as cash reserves with the Reserve Bank of India. Hence, statement 1 is correct. All banks in India, small finance banks, payment banks, primary cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, and district central cooperative banks have to maintain CRR and RBI. Every non-scheduled cooperative bank and local area bank is required to maintain the cash reserve ratio, either with itself or with the Reserve Bank of India. Hence, statement 2 is correct. CRR helps in keeping inflation under control, hence statement 3 is correct. If there is a threat of high inflation in the economy, RBI increases the CRR so that banks need to keep more money in reserves, effectively reducing the amount of money that is available to the banks. This curbs the excess flow of money in the economy. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next, regarding the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme, consider the following statements. 1. It was launched in January 2015 to address sex-selective abortion and the declining child sex ratio, which was at 918 girls for every 1,000 boys in 2011. 2. The scheme now emphasizes a multi-sectoral approach involving health, education, child development, and community awareness. 3. It is now incorporated into Mission Shakti, a holistic initiative aimed at women's safety and empowerment. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option C, all 3. Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme was launched in January 2015 to address sex-selective abortion and the declining child sex ratio, which was at 918 girls for every 1,000 boys in 2011. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The scheme now emphasizes a multi-sectoral approach involving health, education, child development, and community awareness. Over the past decade, BBBP has expanded its scope through collaboration between multiple ministries. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The BBBP scheme is now integrated with Mission Shakti, a comprehensive program for women's safety and empowerment, for implementation during the 15th Finance Commission period from 2021 to 2022 to 2025 to 2026. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. The last question is, consider the following: Global Risks Report, Global Gender Gap Report, Future of Jobs Report. Which of the following organizations releases the above reports? United Nations Development Programme, World Economic Forum, International Labour Organization, or World Bank? The correct answer is option B, World Economic Forum. Global Risk Report is an annual report that explores the most severe risks facing the world in the coming years. The report is based on insights from over 1,200 experts. Global Gender Gap Report is an annual report that benchmarks gender parity across 4 key dimensions: economy participation, educational attainment, health and survival, and political empowerment. Future of Jobs report is an annual report that explores how jobs and skills will evolve. The report is based on survey data from the world's largest employers. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Consider the following statements. 1. Higher interest rates in a country tend to attract foreign investment, increasing demand for that country's currency and strengthening its exchange rate. 2. If inflation is higher in a country compared to its trading partners, its currency weakens as its purchasing power decreases. 3. Political instability can deter foreign investment and weaken a country's currency. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Send the answer to this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.